now we're talking about types of income. All right, so obviously if you've been through the video series, the 4-part video series, you will have heard us talk a lot about active income, leveraged income, and residual income. And we just, I guess, want to touch on those again here in the club and just go through it again, because I think it's really important that you have some idea and make some decisions about where you're moving to in terms of your active income, your leveraged income, and your residual income, because this is really going to determine how much time freedom, it's not even just the money freedom, but it's the time freedom that you're going to end up with to be able to spend more time doing other things other than just working behind a computer all the time.
I think it's really important to say, yes, I'm willing to trade time for money, and we highly, highly, highly recommend that as a good base foundation starting point so that you can explore the different ways of having a leveraged income or a residual, and we're going to talk about passive income as well and like our thoughts on that as well. But it all sort of starts with that deciding how many hours per week, while giving me enough time for me, let alone the sightseeing or the traveling or the looking after your family or whatever it is. It's like how much comes back to you that you can enjoy out of what it is that you're doing.
And of course your active income isn't necessarily just working for a company. It can also be working for yourself as well, like you were just saying, working for yourself. So Jodie does press releases. She either writes the press release herself or the other person does, the client, and then we just distribute them, which doesn't take a lot of time, but it's still active income, if you like. There's still something that needs to be done to bring that income in.
Can I just interrupt for 1 second? The best part about that particular role for me is that it started out being that it would take me a good hour or two to do that, and I was getting paid about $40 for that. So my hourly rate was, say, $40 an hour. I've now, over time, been able to, create such a cool system that I can now get paid $40 for about 10 minutes work.
Yay, that's better. You can keep doing that all day.
I've even turned my active income into a leveraged income just by doing it more and more and more. It's almost like practice makes perfect kind of thing. So,
and I think this is a nice segue into leveraged income, because there are different ways to start to leverage your income. So that might be one way, is actually getting really good at a skill that it takes you less time to do it. So it might still be an active income, but you're starting to leverage time, because now Jodie could do maybe 6 different press releases in an hour as opposed to just one, because she got really good at it. It could be that she's put systems in place to make it more leveraged in terms of it's now more automated. So, and there's plenty of ways online now to automate stuff. There's just so many new cool tools and tricks and all sorts of things, and you'll probably find a lot of them actually in the tools section as well. We're going to start adding in more and more ways to actually automate your system, because that's what's going to give you the time freedom. I feel another way would be, say you're a coach or a consultant, so instead of just doing one-on-one stuff, you actually start to do group stuff. So you might have, say on a Saturday morning, you might run a 3-hour mastermind session with 6 people instead of the usual one-on-one sessions that you would do throughout the week with each person. So that starts to then really leverage your time as well. So there's many, many different ways to actually start taking what you've already got and leveraging it and starting to do different things with it.
Our friend who is actually an acupuncturist, she first taught us the leverage aspect of being a healer. So one way to actually scale your income is, let's say that you are a reflexologist and somebody is sitting on the couch in front of you and you're doing the massage on their feet. Well, guess what? You could actually upsell them in their value ladder to say, hey, would you like some auricular acupuncture at the same time? So they could be sitting there with the little needles in their ears working on specific conditions, or even if it's just for stress or relaxation, while you're working on their feet, they're getting 2 treatments that has increased the hourly rate. And she also showed us that particularly with auricular acupuncture, you can do small group stuff as well.
And then, I mean, this is talking about taking an active income into a leveraged income. But of course, the other way to do it is to package up your knowledge, like we were talking about in some other videos, is that if you've got an expertise or a knowledge in a particular area, then why not package that up into a course? And, the Housing Academy is our sort of signature course, if you like, and what we're best known for. And that really came out of the fact that we had a Facebook group of quite a few thousand people who every single day, if not every minute of the day, would ask us, how do I get started in house sitting? And I was like, if I answer that question one more time, I swear to God.
So this is how it came about.
So
this is how the course came
how
about.
simple it is.
Yeah.
And we went, wow, okay, people don't know how to get started. Like, to us, that would be really normal, easy, common sense stuff, maybe. But people don't know. And it's sort of like, why should you expect them to know? Because it's not their expertise.
Yeah.
So we started to package it up. So the more we got into it, we started to realize, oh my God, there's actually tons of topics we can talk about with house sitting, like people coming in and different things that could go wrong and like how do they handle that. So we took all the stuff that was going on in the Facebook groups, all the questions people were asking, and we packaged it into a course. Now that starts to obviously multiply our time, because we've sat for 3 months in Barbados creating it all many moons ago, back in 2014, and now it keeps on selling. So we don't have to be there to sell it every 5 minutes. We're not doing the pitch and ringing people going, it's all being done by itself, because we have a funnel, a sales funnel. So, and we have multiple different sales funnels for it, because they're talking to different audiences with it. So then you're starting to create multiple streams of income with the one product. So this is like really, really starting to leverage your time.
Definitely check out in the residual income section underneath. So we've actually broken down the income types of active, leverage and residual underneath this video, underneath the modules, because there's so many things that go into each one. So one that's really worth listening to is Pete and Betsy talk about print on demand, which has been one of their primary income streams, what they call passive, because they literally make money in their sleep. And they've been doing this since 2008, and it's very much a creative outlet. They have a lot of fun with it because it's based around design and humor and, you know, keeping things fresh and alive. And yet they're able to, you know, not even be hands-on, or they don't even need to own any physical products, because print on demand literally means they provide the design, and the distribution company that they're working with literally puts their design onto the cup or the t-shirt or the cap or the wallet or the phone cover and sends it for them. It's just brilliant. And there's all sorts of business models like drop shipping, etc., which I guess leads us into what we deem as residual. Pete and Betsy, we discussed briefly about passive. That for us, the word passive, and we are 100% online with Natalie Sisson, the suitcase entrepreneur, who says she teaches people business and freedom business, and she says she doesn't believe that there's anything that is ever truly passive, even if it is investment, because there's always going to be some kind of work, whether it be research or study or getting to know people or something that you need in order to write that check and hand it over to somebody to say, make me money with. We kind of feel the same way. We feel that residual is a better word, meaning that there's always going to be some kind of work or some kind of output of time that you will need to put into creating something, and even if it is just writing that check, in order to have income ongoingly come to you. And that's really where we're heading to with our next level. Like, we've done the active, we've done the leveraged, and we're really focused now on the residual.
Yeah, and a good residual income can also be membership sites that have an affiliate program.
And then the other is subscription. So if you're actually subscribing, or somebody subscribes to a service that has a monthly or an annual renewal, then that is the ultimate to us with regards to a residual income. So
to see the example of what we're talking about is that people will stay with their subscription services that they love, whether it be entertainment or something that's necessary for their income.
Yeah, or even not just their income, just purely like their travel experience.
Yeah. So if you're putting people into those subscription services, your affiliate marketing into those, then you're going to start building some really nice residual income before too long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff based underneath each of those active, leveraged and residual incomes. We've got case studies and interviews with people who are doing this, and you know, we certainly don't have income streams and all the things that they're doing either, which is why we wanted to give you this kind of buffet of choice, enabled to enable you to sort of say, hey, I've got my job, or I'm a virtual assistant, or I'm a freelancer of some description, and I do want to dabble in, you know, print on demand or creating my own course or doing some affiliate marketing. So that's ultimately what we've put together here, and we hope you enjoy it.
Yes, indeed.